Hey, Carrie, thank you so much for being with me on the Purposeful Mindset podcast. I am super excited for this conversation because this is going to be reminding me of one of our good friends, Amberly, because like your stories both really resonate with me, like really inspired me when I first looked into your story very recently, but also having Amberly on the show for twice now. Like obviously her story was very similar, and I mean, in a way, like when Anne really introduced me to you, I was like, oh my days, they're like sisters, like they must be like sisters or what? Like their story really, like both of them are like aligned, like, and like the energy that I felt even online when you start messaging me, it was just super cool. So I'm honestly looking forward for you to share with my audience, my listeners. Like you're amazing. I'm so excited to literally understand and hear from you your five like top life lessons, strategies, whatever you want to call it. But I'm super excited. And as I always say, I just want to shut up and I just want to listen and I want to learn. So
Oh,
it's
thank you
all yours.
so much. I love that, Coach Sadiq. Thank you for having me on your show, first of all. I greatly appreciate it. And I'm so grateful to Amberly that she connected us. And yes, Amberly and I have become like these soul sisters. It's a remarkable relationship that's recently formed. And I'm so grateful for her and so grateful for the referrals. And, meeting you now and being able to follow you on social has brightened my horizons and you have inspired me every day. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
So
I'm
when I
excited.
talk
Let's go.
Let's go.
I want to
So,
go straight into
my
it.
intention is to help your audience and give them the tools and the strategies to persevere and to conquer their challenges each and every day. And it doesn't matter if that challenge is so small or so large, or if it's something that has to do with a medical issue or just your child not going back to school and you're about to pull your hair out because of virtual schooling again. So these strategies can be made for small and for large. So first one is very simple, and it doesn't even have to do too much with challenges, but I like to put it out there because it's made a difference in my life. My first actionable life strategy is you are not too busy to help others.
Wow.
And to make others feel good about themselves. And what do I mean by that? That means a random text to your friend who you know had a rough day yesterday, and you're texting them the next day to say, hey, thinking about you. That's it. Think about how your heart feels when someone remembers you out of the blue. You feel incredible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another example is handwritten notes. I'm huge into thank you notes. I hate email thank yous. I love handwritten thank you notes. I made my son handwrite thank you notes for his 5th birthday party for 32 kids. He was not allowed to open up his next present until the last thank you note was written. So he opened a present, write a thank you note. Open a present, write a thank you note. Huge. People appreciate that. So I'm really big into that one. So now let's get into the nitty gritty of stuff that's a little bit more serious. My second one is surrounding yourself with positive people and uplifting messages. Now that one seems simple, but when I was hospitalized 2 different times in my life, the most recent one was 2.5 years ago. I had placenta accreta, which is a life-threatening condition when I was pregnant, and was on bed rest for 65 days in the hospital, pregnant with my daughter. And I knew that I was staying in that hospital for a long time. And I knew that hospital room was ugly and sterile looking and negative and not warm and welcoming. So I transformed that room to be my motivational cave. And I had my husband print out motivational quotes that I found online, and I made a wall of motivation on the right. I got a custom banner that said, keep on cooking, baby sister, to tell me the importance of staying pregnant and not going into labor early. I had other motivational quotes down below under my windowsill. I had, battery operated candles for ambiance. I had an Echo Dot to listen to music. What that did for me was it changed my perception of each day. It started off each day with a positive thought and an idea, because when I felt the scared and the terror of possibly hemorrhaging again and being rushed into the OR and having my daughter delivered way earlier than she should, or me potentially dying or her dying, I couldn't let those thoughts go into my mind. I had to stay positive and keep my blood pressure low. So in those difficult moments, surrounding yourself with positive messages is key. Now, my hospital situation was a little different than if you're in your home and about to pull your hair out with your child with homeschooling, or going through a medical condition with a family member. So you don't need to transform your house. Put a sticky note on your bathroom mirror that says, "You are strong.
Hmm.
You can do this. Today is a great day." Those small positive affirmations will make a huge difference. And no, it's not silly. It's not silly
No.
to do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be anything custom or anything expensive that you bought. Just little notes on a mirror that you see, or in your purse, or in your wallet, or in the kitchen, or throughout your house. If you want to get crazy, you can do multiple around your house, which I recommend. But if you only do one, do it on your bathroom mirror, because one of the first things you do in the morning is you go in the bathroom, you brush your teeth, and you probably look at yourself in the mirror. So look at that sticky note and remind yourself that you are awesome.
Love it. I
All
love
right.
that. I think that's so powerful. I just want to quickly add something. I think that's so
Yeah.
powerful because affirmations, however people do it, whether they write those sticky notes, they write them down, or just repeat it, like how I wake up in the morning and repeat my gratitude, all the things that I'm grateful for, and all the things that I want to affirm and kind of attract into my life. And I think I know a couple of people that do the sticky note thing that you also do, and they've told me from their experience that it's like you said, it is one of the most life-changing things in their own journey so far, because it's like you said, you go and see it on the mirror or the fridge. Some of them put it on the fridge, and so you see it every time you open the fridge or you go to the mirror, and you're just reminding yourself. Because the thing is, during the day we forget that we are also human and we have bad days or negative emotions, and so we need those reminders. If we don't have positive people or those friends in our life, then we need other external reminders like that sticky pad. So when we see it, you are amazing, you are strong, you are super confident. You see that and you're like, yeah, damn right I am. And it just reaffirms to you, like, yeah, you know what? Screw whatever happened today, right? I am amazing. I am strong. I'm gonna get through this. And so it's super powerful.
Absolutely. Yes. Another thing I didn't even mention that I want to is do it with your children. So I have a chant with my children. My daughter is 2.5. My son is 5.5. So my son has been doing it now for the last year. When he started pre-K, before he leaves in the morning, and this is obviously pre-COVID, so this is last year, we started a chant, and I just made it up one day, and now he has it memorized. And I'm like, time for your chant. And he says, "I am strong. I am brave. I am a good friend. I follow the rules, and I'm going to have a great day." And then he added in, "And I love my mommy." So I love that part. So he just knows it now. I don't need to say it, and he doesn't need to repeat after me. I'm like, say the chant. And he gets so excited. And, sometimes if he's tired, he's like, "I am strong." And I'm like, "No, say I am strong. I am brave." And I make him like really say it to believe it. And he loves it. And we still have done that, within this whole quarantine environment. And we're going to continue that till he'll, tell me that I'm too silly to do that. And hopefully he never does. But we'll continue that forever. And with my daughter, we started looking in the mirror when she was probably 1 year old. And I would say, "Who's pretty? Who's strong? Who's smart? It's Tenley." And I'd like shake her and she'd laugh. And that was before she could speak. So she really couldn't say the affirmations. But now I started doing the same chant with her that I do with my son. And she's saying like, "I'm strong, I'm brave." So it goes so far, and starting that with your kids is a great suggestion.
I love that. It's good for me to know that. So in the future, when I have kids, I'm definitely gonna make sure these kids are gonna be the most positive kids ever.
I have no doubt that that'll happen, Sneak. I think there'll be no negativity in your house. I can assure you that they'll be just fine.
Oh gosh, that's gonna be the good times.
So my number 3, are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
All right. Sometimes relaxing is not the best advice. And keeping a routine and keeping busy is what makes your mind continue to stay focused and go forward. And what I mean by this is it's okay to chill and watch a movie and relax once in a while. We all need that break. I'm very guilty of like the constant mind turning, and my husband will say like, "I would hate to be in your head because it's never resting." Like we could be out fishing and doing something super relaxing, and all of a sudden I'll be like, "Wait, did we call the electrician?" He's like, "Why are you even thinking about that?" Like, be in the moment. So I'm guilty of that myself. But what I really mean by relaxing isn't the best thing is going back to my situation when I was hospitalized with my daughter. I chose to control my schedule, and I chose to stay busy. So in my other day job, besides my own business with doing motivational speaking, is I'm a sales executive in the payments industry for a fintech company. And I wasn't ready to go on maternity leave at 25 weeks. I was due in April, and this was January. So I didn't
Wow.
have things wrapped up, and that's not how I handle my own job. So I chose to continue in normalcy and continue to work from the hospital. And I
Wow.
actually ended up closing the second biggest deal in the company history from the hospital when I was there for 3.5 weeks, the first 3.5 weeks. So it just showed that keeping my mind focused and keeping that routine and continuing to push forward is what ultimately helped me, because the doctors had said the max I could be there would be 65 days. The longest I could carry my daughter would be 34 weeks. But the chance of me getting there after arriving at 25 weeks was so slim. I was going to bleed again. I'd have to deliver early. And I told them, no, no, no. Do you see the homemade calendar on my wall with the big red circle on March 6th? That's the day I'm delivering at 34 weeks. And in order to do that, I had to keep my blood pressure low, my anxiety low, the positive affirmations around me, the positive, atmosphere around me. And I had to control my schedule, and I had to control my mind. And how I did that was by not relaxing. If I sat back and read the novels that people so graciously sent me and watched Netflix on my iPad and, did projects, I would have been crazy, because it would have told me that something was wrong.
Yeah.
Because just like you and everybody listening, there's no time. Like, everyone's so busy. We're always doing everything and running places and listening to this and reading. Like, we're all so busy. So if all of a sudden I just had all this free time to just watch TV and read books and just relax, my anxiety would have greatly increased, because it would have made my mind have time to then think, oh my gosh, I could die right now. Let me Google this disease that I have. Like, what can happen, and what's my daughter going to be like if she has to go in the NICU? And it could have just spiraled. So I didn't give myself time to do that, because I stayed focused with my routine. And so if you're going through a struggle and something happens, no matter what, even if you have to throw your old routine completely out the window, find a new one, because settling and relaxing and giving yourself that time to think through really what's happening is not always the healthiest thing.
That is so powerful. Just sitting there, like I'm in the zone. Like I felt like I was there while you were speaking. Just
Oh,
like
I'm so glad.
imagining myself just right there as you exactly what you were saying. I was just like, wow, that's incredible. The fact that, like, it's just, I think the main thing I just took away from what you shared was just the power of your mind and positivity in general. Because I'm sure you've seen my content a lot now. That I
Oh
always
yeah.
just almost every day I tell people, pump positivity into your brain, pump positivity into your mind, pump positivity into your life. And they sometimes just think, this guy keeps saying the same thing. He keeps repeating himself.
Yep.
Why? I don't want to listen to the same guy saying the same thing every day. It's like, change your content. He keeps saying the same thing. I'm like, there's a reason why I keep saying the same thing, because you bloody don't listen.
Exactly.
You don't listen, and that's why your life doesn't change. The day you start pumping positivity into your mind, first thing in the morning, last thing at night, you're never gonna feel anxiety. You're never gonna get into depression. You're gonna feel amazing. You're gonna automatically attract those same similar like-minded people into your life, and you're just gonna feel high all the time, because you're gonna feel like you're resilient. You're gonna feel like you're unstoppable. And that's why I keep reminding everybody, pump positivity into your mind, and the power of just positivity. And even in the words that we use, most people that I found during my journey in the last over 6 years now, is that most people's language is the most negative language. And that's where people struggle. They struggle with positive self-talk, and they're always criticizing and negatively speaking about themselves. I hate myself. I can't do this. I'm not good enough. And I really dislike that, because even before the whole mindset journey for me, I never used to say, Sadiq, you're useless. Sadiq, the only thing I probably used to say is, Sadiq, why are you super shy? Because I used to be super shy over 6
You
years
were
ago.
shy?
I was super shy,
You.
Carrie.
You
Me.
were shy.
Yes. Over 6 years ago, Carrie.
I would never guess that.
Oh my Lord. Carrie, my story, over 6 years ago, I was super shy. I had 8 friends. Guess what? I wouldn't be speaking to you. I couldn't speak to
Wow.
women. I couldn't speak to girls. I was super shy. I was so intimidated by them. That's what
Congratulations to you on your growth, because that's incredible. That's
Thank you
amazing.
so much. And
That's
yeah, and
amazing.
that's why today I do what I do with so much energy and passion and love, because I know how it feels like to be behind the scenes, not wanting to be in my own sister's weddings photographs or videos. Like out in my eldest sister, I wasn't even in her videos or her photographs in her wedding because I was like, no, I don't want to be in it. I don't want people to see me, or I just didn't want to be there. I wasn't interested. Now people can't get enough of me because I'm just always in their face and the pictures and videos. But back then, when I was super shy, I cared too much about what people think about me. And the day I stopped caring, the day my life started changing.
Wow, that's strong. That's powerful. Ooh, felt that one. That was good. That was good. And it's so interesting because when you have those aha moments and those big situations in your life when things change, those are the transformational moments for us personally, but those are also the transformational moments for the others that are looking to us for those assistance. And I love that you're able to talk about that. And, I shared with you already the pregnancy situation that I had with that challenge. But what's so interesting is why I was able to be successful in that experience was because I knew exactly what to do. Why, you might ask? Because 16 years earlier, I had over 200 days of bed rest when I had a major surgery on my leg. And I had a chance of losing my leg. I had an issue walking. I was born with a genetic condition that makes me very flexible. It's called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And I had multiple surgeries. And all of a sudden, I wasn't able to walk again. And my leg rerouted. My feet would stay parallel, but my right leg would bend behind my left leg. And I was crippled all of a sudden after my freshman year in college. And I had to have a radical surgery, and I spent 73 days on the bed rest in the hospital. Another, it was 6 or 7 months home in a bed, still bed baths, still bedpans, completely dependent on everyone else at 20 years old and 21. I had my 21st birthday during that, and then learned how to walk again, and got my life back together 18 months later. So what I did throughout that time was kind of what I was sharing with you about the positive affirmations and, pushing through. So when I got to the hospital 2 years ago with my daughter during this pregnancy, I didn't have this, months and months and months and months and years of a situation. I had a finite ending. I knew I would deliver at some point within 65 days. So I needed to jump on it. And that's what I want to share with people is like, when you're going through a challenge, you don't have weeks and months to figure it out. You need to know the strategies to take today, not tomorrow, today. And Sneak, I know you're really big on that, like make action now. Like you need to know what to do today, because if you wait on it, A, you're going to forget what to do, or B, you're going to be like, you'll just keep pushing it. I'll do it the next day. I'll do it next week. It's hard. No, do it now.
Procrastination monkey comes.
Totally. So do it now. So that's why I'm so into sharing these actionable steps, because people can do them now. My next one is not really something to do now, but it's something to help you feel differently. And it's something that I just recently realized, and I'm still trying to accept it, is not everyone is going to like you, and that's okay.
Yup.
That's definitely hard. Back to that one. That's hard. I grew up with a lot of friends. I was blessed to be popular, whatever you want to call it, in school. And I always liked that. I liked having friends. I liked being liked. I liked liking other people. And I've recently ran into people that I must rub the wrong way, or I'm too positive for them, or they just don't want to hear it. And they think I might be showy. I don't even know. And when I learned this, it hit hard. Like it hurt my heart. I cried. Like it hurt me deep, because I had never gotten that type of feedback. And I had to realize that the problem's not with me. It's probably with them. And I can't take it personal. So if anyone is understanding what I mean, and you're shaking your head because you've probably dealt with it, and your listeners on your show probably have too. It's not about you. It's about them. Don't let it affect you, and keep pushing forward, because you are all rock stars.
I love it, Carrie. I love it, because that's the truth. And I can 100% vouch for that, because there are so many people in the last 6 years of my life in this journey that I've been on that either I left behind because I didn't like their attitude or their energy, or they left me and they didn't want to be around me because I was too amazing and popular and just too positive for them. So I was like, well, it's your loss, right?
Yeah.
You just lost the most amazing, positive friend. And again, that comes back to like me when I started working on self-love, because at one point I didn't even know what self-love was. I was like, why would I repeat to myself, Tariq, you're amazing and you're kind, you're why would I repeat all these, you're confident, like why would I repeat that stuff to me? Like it's just all like la-la to me, you know? But then I really understood, you know what, like It's actually right. When the thing is, it's the energy that I felt. Because when I started repeating that, Sadiq, you're actually super confident. Sadiq, you're changing people's lives. Sadiq, you're inspirational. Sadiq, you are going to be one of the best speakers, at least in the UK. Like, Sadiq, you are going to be one of the best coaches in the world. So I started repeating these things. So I was like, I want to be that, but without even the word want. One of my mentors once said, stop using the word want.
Say, I am. I am.
Exactly. You actually say it like you're already there. You already own the space. So I changed that word. I was like, screw that word want. I started saying, I am super confident. I am super kind. I am changing people's lives. And once you start saying that and really believe in it, it's not just about, some people just say it, right, Carrie? They just write it down. They think, I am confident. They just start saying it and repeating it like it's a poem. It's not. Your life is not a poem, guys. Your life, you got one life. You got one chance, one shot. And sometimes you're going to take it a little bit seriously and actually start really deeply saying these things to yourself and believe in it. And that's when your life's going to change. No other thing that you can try is going to help you. It doesn't matter how many coaches or counselors or psychologists you go and see. Nobody's going to change your life until you make the decision to change your life. Those people will inspire you and help you and add that extra bit of motivation. But until you decide the same way I decided to screw other people's opinions and just live my life the way I want to do it, I started not caring about people. Hence why I can not worry today about if a new friend, and by the way, in the last year, right now, in the last year, I've lost so many friends. And I'm talking about people that have been like literally like best friends or like super close to me. Lost them. They either disappear from your life or they just leave you or they're not interested in your positivity. Well, tough luck.
They're probably jealous of your success and they're jealous they can't have the great attitude that you have. It's so hard to figure out, but you don't need them because they didn't need you, and therefore they're not adding anything to your life. In fact, they were probably taking things away.
Exactly. That's why loyalty is so important. Like having people who are loyal around you. And for you listeners right now, some of you guys are super loyal, and I'm so grateful for you because you listen every single week. You watch every single week on YouTube. You leave comments. Like, you're always supporting the things that I put out. And that's why I always really encourage you guys, hey, when you listen to the podcast, go and connect with my guest. Because they're not just a guest that I randomly just found, They're someone that I actually connected with. We've at least had conversations before, or if not, we've somehow been connected by someone that I trust. And so because of that, I know that the people that I bring on my show are going to add so much value into their life, into your life if you're listening. And that's why I always tell you, hey, go and connect with Carrie. Go and send her a message. Go and show her love. Send her a love heart. Go and actually show her that you care. Because that's when, for me anyways, it's like what you were saying earlier, Carrie, about the notes. For me, as much as I love social media, and most of my listeners know this, I like 200% more love offline. That's why I used to love going to events. I used to love, hugging people, and like, I can't do that now to wear a mask and stuff. And it's just like, man, like I want the human connection and that interaction to be back. And also the things that you were sharing earlier about the writing, like people stop writing these days, and hence why creativity has gone down. And I think
kids aren't even learning cursive in school.
Exactly.
To me, that's mind-boggling. Like, how do you not learn cursive? How do you then write? Like, how do you write notes to people? You're gonna print?
Yeah, it's crazy. I think that's where even kids, that's where you learn creativity from. You get a paintbrush, you get a pencil, you get a pen, you start doing handwriting, that's how you learn. That's how we learn. That's why we have good English language skills when we type or write, and because we learn from a young age how to physically do something. But when the internet came, it kind of took everything away from even nowadays kids, and all they want to do is watch Peppa Pig all day. I'm like, what's going on?
Peppa Pig is a good one, though.
I ain't gonna lie. Peppa Pig's good. I do like it. My two nieces love it, so I just sometimes sit there when I come up from work and like, oh gosh, Peppa Pig.
Oh, it's hilarious. All right, my last one, I probably could have did them in a different order because it's not the last one that's most impactful, but it's just as impactful as the other ones, is when you're going through something, you need to have a goal for yourself to get through it. Is your goal to help someone else? Is your challenge around a family member, or is it a personal challenge? And no matter what it is, you need to have a short-term and a long-term goal. And I mean, short-term, like 2 weeks, 30 days. My long-term goal is more like 90 days. It's not 5 years. We're not going that far. We don't even know. There could be an alien invasion next month, depending on how 2020 goes. Who knows? We can't go out that far now. There's too many things happening. So short-term goals, and you need to focus on them. And that goes back to the mindset. So mindset isn't always about just having the positive mindset. It's also having the mindset to persevere and achieve something. So you have to have a goal that you can achieve. And what I think people do that's not always the best thing to do is rewrite these goals for ourselves as like climbing Mount Everest and, hitting 6 figures for my business and all these things that are difficult to reach. You could do them, but they're difficult. And so you're setting yourself up for failure in most cases. To me, goals should be things that you need to reach for, but are easily attainable because you want to be able to say, I did that goal and crossed off your list. And as you go down the list and you're crossing off these goals for yourself, as you keep accomplishing them, then the next couple goals can be a little bit further reaching. Make them a little bit harder and see if you can get there. And if something is preventing you from getting there and you're really trying hard and you're really putting the effort in, maybe that goal was just too much of a stretch goal. That's okay. Leave it on the paper. Write another one, and maybe there's a goal you have to meet before you get to that last goal. But the goal is, no pun intended, the goal to make the goal. The goal is to achieve your goals. But you have to write them down to feel it that you achieved it. If you don't write them down and cross them off, you don't have the sense of pride that you actually did it. And I kind of learned this from my dad. He does some like handiwork on the side growing up. And he, now he helps us, my husband and I, with our house. And, we have a couple odd and ed projects when he comes into town, and we'll write a list of, the 7-10 things he needs to do. And it's, fix this outlet, or, our toilet's leaking, like small things. But he's like, I want it all written down. And he likes to cross them off. He's even put on things on the list that he's already done to then just cross them off. Wow. Like he'll be upstairs and I'll be like, oh yeah, can you also look at this sink? He's like, oh yeah, sure. He'll go downstairs after he's fixed the sink and he'll write on the note, fix the sink. And then he'll immediately cross it off.
Wow.
And I never understood it. And it was because at the end of that day, he can look at that list of those 7-10 things or 2 things or 20 things, whatever your list is, and say, wow, look what I accomplished today. Or look what I accomplished this week. Or look what I accomplished this month. We forget how strong we are and what we're actually capable of and what we've actually done. If you don't write it down and you just live your life and just keep pushing forward, you forget how amazing you are. Write it down so you can do a gut check with yourself later and prove to yourself that you're stronger than you ever thought you were.
I love that. And that actually reminds me, because that's so powerful, Carrie, because like that's, for me, the way I just kind of understood that, or the way I do that, is through my calendar. So obviously, because I'm always like out and about and I'm never actually at home.
Yeah.
Obviously in the last couple of months, I've been more at home. So I could have actually did this, but I just find it way more easier because I'm always on this. I'm always on my phone. And so putting out content, editing something, whatever. So my calendar, because I'm on my phone, I like to see the reminders. I like to see it buzz for a notification saying, hey, you've got a podcast with Carrie in 30 minutes. Right, so get ready for that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. I know. So for me, my calendar is like so full, and for my listeners, they all know. I always tell them to become a student of your calendar. So write down everything in your calendar, and I'm talking about everything, like genuinely your job, your business, your kids, your studying time, your Netflix time. Which day you're going to be doing that? You're going to be going out. You're seeing your friends. Write it down or put it in your calendar. And so at the end of the week on a Sunday, when you look through your calendar, you're like, damn, I did a lot this week.
Yeah, right? I love it. Absolutely.
And that feeling that you get, like, that's when I go and treat myself.
Yeah.
Or like that cookies and cream at Starbucks or something, or, I go out for an ice cream, or like, that's when I can go and really, I appreciate it more. I'm more proud of myself for accomplishing so much in the week.
Yeah.
But it just keeps you going. It keeps you inspired to do more.
Mm-hmm. And we're all so busy. It's so easy to forget what we've actually done. It's amazing. You think to yourself, I'm going to remember that. I'm going to remember even like silly things. Like I'm going to remember that funny thing my kid told me when he was 5. I'm never forgetting that. You're going to forget it. Trust me, you're going to forget it. Just like those amazing things you did yesterday, the day before, the Friday before, and a month before. You got to write them down, and then you've got to take pride in it. And to your point, got to celebrate it.
Yep.
Don't forget to celebrate the small wins. Don't forget to celebrate who you are. Don't forget to celebrate how amazing you are, and continue to crush it.
I love it, Carrie. I'm so grateful for everything you shared. Honestly, I'm just like gobsmacked. I'm just like listening. I've just learned so much from your 5 lessons, and I know the audience have absolutely loved it as well. I wanna ask you the last question that I ask all my. Well, it kind of changes, but it gets a bit deeper. But I want to ask you this question because I think, as my fellow speaker, like I think it will make you think a bit deeper, and I want to hear what you got to say for this. So,
All right.
my question to you, Carrie, is this: imagine me and you were on a massive stage in front of, let's say, 90,000 people.
Okay.
Okay, and I asked you on that stage to share with the audience, hey, Carrie, what would be your last words of the evening that all of these people in the crowd right now can take back today and take action on in their life? What would that last sentence be for you?
It would be the quote, "You are stronger than you realize you are." Because everyone doesn't think they have it within them. Everyone wants to make an excuse of why they can't. But we all can. We all have it in us. We all have the tools inside of us. Just some of them are harder to find, and some of them are at the surface for some people, and some of them are deeper down. But we're so much stronger than we think. And sometimes it takes a challenge or an opportunity for those tools to come up for us to leverage them. So you're amazing. You are stronger than you think, and you can get through whatever challenge is on the table right today.
I love it. I'm just celebrating on the camera, guys. Like, yeah. Rockstar. Love that. That is such a deep, inspiring quote, and like a last message that will really touch people's hearts. I hope you guys listening have got so much value from what Carrie has shared. I know you better have, because I've just learned so much in the last half an hour. And Carrie, if they want to go and reach out to you, they want to ask you a question, they want to connect with you, they want to know more about your story, they want to take your free gift from your website, like how can everybody reach out to you? Although I also will be sharing every single link below in the YouTube video and on the podcast. So make sure you guys remember what I said earlier. I'm not joking, okay? You guys already know how I am. I want you guys to go and message Carrie on either on Instagram or somewhere where you find her. Add her on every platform, and then especially on Instagram, I think you should go and message her there and just send her some love and say, hey, we listened to your podcast with Sadiq. Show her some love hearts, send her some of those dancing emojis that you guys always put on my lives, and show her some love. But Carrie, from your side, what are the best platforms that they can go and reach out to you on?
Yeah, Instagram and Facebook. I'm doing a lot more on Instagram, so that one's probably the best one. And I'm at Carrie Creed Speaker. And then my website, carriecreed.com, you'll find a couple videos of a little bit more about my health journey. And there's a really cool documentary from when I was little and what I went through. But there you can sign up to receive my newsletter, which is brand new. And I'm giving away my how to keep it together guide. It goes over five strategies and a bonus. Very little bit different, some similar that I went through today, but some different. And so it's not even advertised yet on my site that I'm giving that away, but it's going live tomorrow. So if you sign up, when this goes live next week, it might not be listed on my website yet, but you'll get the email, you'll get the guide if you drop your email address in my newsletter on my website, carriecreed.com. And I engage with every single person that makes a comment on my Instagram page. Every DM I get and every comment. So I'd love for you to engage with me. I'm going to engage back with you. I love to learn more about you. I love to inspire you, find how I can help you, and let's do this together.
I love it. Guys, you heard her. I got nothing more to say. You heard her. She rocks. Make sure you guys go and connect with Carrie. On a serious note, shoot her that message, and as she said, she'll reply to every single one of you. If you're struggling with something and you have a question that you want to ask her, because you know through her resilient mindset she may be able to help you, go and ask her. As you know, all my guests always say at the end of the show, reach out to them. They're always happy to reach out, and they will always get back to you. And some of you guys have reached out to the guests and gotten the reply and then came back and thanked me. So it works. Don't be shy and don't be scared. Carrie's there. Look how amazing she is. She's always going to be there to reply to your comments and messages. So go and show her some love. And Carrie, I just want to say a massive thank you so much for being on my show. And I'm looking forward to smash this journey together.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you for having me on your show. And I'm currently working on a book. And when that gets released, I'm coming back on your show, maybe even before then, and we'll talk about the book. So
Awesome.
stay
I
tuned
can't
for
wait.
that.
100%. I'm excited. Let's do it.
Awesome.
All right, cool. Well, Carrie, you go and have an amazing rest of your day, and I shall catch up with you soon.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for inspiring all of us every day.
You're welcome. Take care.
Bye.